Storytime on how I found out my best friend's boyfriend was abusing her. But not only was he abusing her, he had lured her into a cult and was using her for sacrifice. So me and my best friend were living together at the time. She was sitting on the couch taking surveys to make money online. She had made $3K in one day by doing these surveys. Link in my bio if you want to make bank. So she told me about this guy that she had been seeing. I was really happy for her because she had recently just gone through a bad breakup. So the longer they were together, she started to get really sick really fast. She was a super healthy girl, like she worked out, she ate right. So the fact that she rapidly started getting sick as soon as she got a new boyfriend kind of worried me. So I tried to talk to her about it, but she got really mad at me. I was trying to tell her to go to the hospital to at least get checked out, but she kept refusing, and as we were arguing, she damn near passed out because how weak and sick she was. I didn't see her for a couple days after that. I thought that she had left the house after we argued. Well, after those few days, I started to notice a really bad smell coming from her room. So I go to check it out. When I open the door, I see her body just laying there. Laying there covered in satanic symbols, the circle with the star in the middle, and there was blood coming out of her mouth. I ran out of time, so like for part 2. Part 2 of how I found out my best friend was getting abused by her boyfriend and how he lured her into a cult to use her for sacrifice. So like I said, I walked into my best friend's room and her body was just laying there. She was covered in satanic symbols and had blood coming out of her mouth. I thought that she had left the house after we argued and went to stay with someone else. I didn't see her coming in and out of the house and she wasn't texting me. We did get into an argument and I thought she wasn't talking to me because she wanted to cool off. So I immediately called the police. They took her to the hospital and they also looked around her room and around the house. Well, when they looked around her room, they had found chewed up dead rats in her closet. She had found out that it was her eating those dead rats when she had went to the hospital and they found it in her system. She ended up being in a coma. The police seemed really suspicious of me and was asking me a lot of questions. It does make sense because I was the last person to be seen with her. Well, a few days later, I get a knock on my door. It's the police. They arrested me on suspicion of trying to kill my own best friend. But not because they were suspicious of me, but because my best friend's boyfriend had told the police that my best friend had told him she had overheard a conversation while I was on the phone about me trying to get rid of her for good. Part 4, how I found out my best friend's boyfriend was abusing her and lured her into a cult to use her for sacrifice. So while my best friend's boyfriend is trying to tell everybody that I tried to kill my own best friend, she woke up from her coma. She was ready to tell police everything. She said she had met him in the library and they were looking for the exact same book. They started talking, he asked her out on a date, and everything was good from there. He was actually really sweet. He spoiled her, gave her everything that she wanted, and then he started inviting her to these therapy meetings. In these meetings, they would do satanic rituals. They would literally do chants and draw satanic symbols all over their body. And obviously this wasn't her thing, so she told her boyfriend that she didn't want to go to those meetings anymore. So that's when he started abusing her and saying things like, I buy you every single thing that you want and this is how you're going to treat me. She was so blindly in love with him that she kept going to these meetings. And she never told anyone because she was scared of what he would do. Well, she started to get more and more uncomfortable around him and he started to notice that. And in one of these meetings, they said that they would need a volunteer to eat dead rats for a sacrifice. Her boyfriend offered for her to do it. For part 5. Part 4, how I found out my best friend's boyfriend was abusing her and lured her into a cult to use her for sacrifice. So while my best friend's boyfriend is trying to tell everybody that I tried to kill my own best friend, she woke up from her coma. She was ready to tell police everything. She said she had met him in the library and they were looking for the exact same book. They started talking, he asked her out on a date, and everything was good from there. He was actually really sweet. He spoiled her, gave her everything that she wanted, and then he started inviting her to these therapy meetings. In these meetings, they would do satanic rituals. They would literally do chants and draw satanic symbols all over their body. And obviously this wasn't her thing, so she told her boyfriend that she didn't want to go to those meetings anymore. So that's when he started abusing her and saying things like, I buy you every single thing that you want and this is how you're going to treat me. She was so blindly in love with him that she kept going to these meetings. And she never told anyone because she was scared of what he would do. Well, she started to get more and more uncomfortable around him and he started to notice that. And in one of these meetings, they said that they would need a volunteer to eat dead rats for a sacrifice. Her boyfriend offered for her to do it. For part 5. Part 5 of how I found out my best friend's boyfriend was abusing her and tried to lure her into a cult to use her for sacrifice. So like I said, her boyfriend was taking her to these meetings. It was a cult. And in one of the meetings, they needed somebody to eat dead rats for a sacrifice. And her boyfriend basically offered up his girlfriend, my best friend. What the sacrifice was for, I have no idea. Anyway, so yeah, she's eating the dead rats and shit. And basically eating all these dead rats was supposed to like kill her. And he basically told her if he didn't eat the dead rats, then he would get his guys from the meeting to do something to her. Well, eventually the day of the sacrifice came. So one day he forced her to write the note. He was the one who forced her to write it. She didn't write it herself willingly. To basically say that it was me who put her in a coma and it was actually him, so he didn't get in trouble. They arrested him and he went to jail.
Put a finger down if from as soon as you were born, your parents would force you to watch porn, specifically a man and a woman. That way, as you grew up, you would think that relationships were supposed to be between men and women. And so every time you saw a couple of the same gender, you would automatically assume that they weren't normal and had some type of mental illness. And so when you grew up and sooner or later made a friend who you got really close with and eventually became best friends with, and she came out to you and told you she was gay, you ended up dropping her. And not only that, but made a fake page and outed her, so then the whole school knew, but she still doesn't know that it was you. And so one day when your parents who gave you that mindset died in a car crash, that friend you outed and completely violated offered to let you stay with them, and her parents would take custody of you even though you weren't as close as you used to be, and you took up on that offer and started living with her, but she still doesn't know that it was you who outed her until one day you felt too bad, so you decided to tell her. I'm running out of time, so like for part 2. Put a finger down, part 2, if when you finally told your friend that it was you who made that fake page and told the whole school that she was gay, she didn't get mad at you, but instead forgave you and said there's no reason to be mad since it happened in the past, and then she educated you and gave you a different perspective once you told her your parents made you watch porn that was strictly a man and a woman together, and after living with her and her family for a while, you realized that your parents had completely brainwashed you, and you felt sick to your stomach about how your mindset has been your entire life, and so you were kind of glad that your parents were dead. Okay, so there's still time, so I'm gonna play Nicki Minaj music.
Two girls at my school were pregnant by the same guy. Let's get into it. So there was this one girl that went to my school. Let's call her Nami. Nami was the definition of problematic. She beat up everybody. Talked the most shit because she knew she could back it up. Yeah, my good sis Nami, she wasn't strong. She was strong. Another thing about her is that she was the plug for everything. She had chargers. She had food. She was the plug for everybody. There was this one really popular boy at our school. He was like the finest boy at our school. Now, mind you, Nami was not that cute. But he started messing with Nami and everybody knew that he was playing her. She swore up and down that everybody was just mad. That everybody was just a hater. He was a player and a heartbreaker, child. We knew what was up. Well, rumors started going around that Nami was pregnant. But she never confirmed it until she got word that that popular guy that she was messing with another girl. Well, rumors started going around that that girl was pregnant too. Nami was not having it. She took it upon herself to start going off on her Instagram story. Started posting receipts. And I have some of these posts on my Instagram story, so make sure to go check it out. In one post, she confirmed that she was pregnant. She also said she was gonna beat up that girl the next day. They had to call the ambulance. Y'all like for part 2? Part 2 of how two girls at my school were pregnant by the same guy. Let's jump right into it. So like I said, Nami was going off on her Instagram story, confirmed that she was pregnant. I have some more of the receipts on my Instagram story, so make sure to go check it out. She said that she was gonna beat up that other girl that her man was messing with the next day. The next day came, babes, it came. Baby, I was just walking the second period and I see Nami drop her shit and start swinging. She's going crazy. When I tell y'all this girl can fight, well, the other girl got beat up pretty bad and they had to call an ambulance. Multiple ambulances. And apparently that girl was pregnant, but she ended up losing her baby in the fight. You have the video of this fight. I can't post it because I don't want Nami to come for me, but also because it's graphic because the other girl lost her baby during that fight. Things only got worse from there. So apparently this complete other girl was also pregnant by Nami's man. Nami was not having it. Since Nami got expelled because she beat up that other girl so bad, she pulled up to this new girl's house. This is where things get insane. Like for part 3. Part 3 of how two girls in my school were pregnant by the same guy. So like I said, Nami got word that this other girl was pregnant by her boyfriend too. She pulled up to this girl's house and whooped her ass too. That girl didn't lose her baby, but turns out it wasn't even Nami's boyfriend's baby. It was somebody else's baby. Hopefully that girl was okay, everything was fine. Well, after that, Nami just like disappeared for a while. Everyone was confused. We were like, where the fuck is Nami? She talks shit every single day. People even got a hold of her friends and her friends didn't know where she was at either. She wasn't posting on social media. Literally nobody was in contact with her. She just went ghost. Well, eventually, apparently she had a fallout with her best friend. And her best friend felt that she was done dirty by Nami. So, she took it upon herself to start spilling some tea on her Instagram story. She let everybody know why Nami went ghost. She said Nami told all of her friends to keep this a secret. She wasn't going to keep it a secret no more because that ain't her friend no more. She said Nami was too embarrassed to come back to social media because she had gotten into a car crash and lost her baby.